He rolled up in here gangster.
Literally rolled, huh?
Literally. Ladies and gentlemen, PJ Morton.
Yes. I'm
in
home.
the house. Welcome.
Good to be here, Dave.
We are so excited that you are here. We heard the Wiltern was amazing Sunday.
Oh, it was a good time.
You just had people just skipping work the next day. They were going to stay out as late as they could with
sorry,
you.
y'all. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
And we're just glad that you were able to come in. You rolled in. I said he rolled up here gangsta. If you follow him on Instagram,
yes,
you know he had a little situation.
That's a good way to put it. A situation. I was playing basketball because ball is life.
Yes, hooping.
If you don't notice, I was hooping, and I tore my Achilles. I tore my Achilles on Monday, and I had surgery on Wednesday. But they cleared me to go on tour, so we went on tour on Friday.
Oh, my goodness.
2 days after my surgery. But, thankfully, I haven't really been in pain.
Thank God.
I got a cast on right now, and then I'll be in a boot for like 6 weeks. But so far, so good. We still had a good time.
Let me tell you, your dedication to the fans, because, of course, we all would have understood if something had happened. We would have been like, okay, we get it. But, there would have been some of us out there like, they can't roll him up on the stage. And let me tell you, you did it. You beat them to it.
I wanted to get out there. Yeah, like I said, once they told me I could, I said, well, let's just go and do this. We've been on tour all year.
Yeah.
We started in Europe. We did East Coast and the South, and we went back to Africa and toured Africa. And so I'm like, man, we got to finish the West Coast. We got to do it.
You got to come through.
When they cleared me, I'm like, let's go. I'll roll it.
I'll tell you what, he's going to hang out with us all morning for the rest of the hour. We're excited. We're going to talk about your touring. We're going to talk about your journey through Africa, what that did for you. Oh,
so
we're excited about that. The album, Cape Town to Cairo.
Yes.
That in itself, when I did the research about the railway and the whole situation, I don't know if
how we made it.
Yeah. I'm excited about that. We're going to talk about the election.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And we'll talk about this book, because this one, Saturday night, Sunday morning, that hit a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
Just with the title, simply because, you have the greatest intentions Saturday night. I'm going to get up, go to church.
That's
and
right.
then how do you separate those? How do you do that? So you really go into it in the book. If you thought you knew PJ Morton, wait till you read this book. Wait till you read this book. And we're going to allow you to play some of the music that you love, and they're going to call in and chat with you a little bit. So get ready. PJ Morton doing a takeover right here on your station, Radio Free, 102.3 KJLH. KJLH, Adai Lamar here, just giving up the studio.
Yeah.
To
I ain't heard that one in a while.
Morton, look at you. Never gets old, huh?
Never gets old.
When you're out there, you're touring, like, look, now that you have this situation, is it a little harder? Do you feel like it's, this is the West?
I mean, what you would with my foot, you're saying. I mean, it just adds a couple of steps, to moving around. But like I said, thankfully, no pain. That's the most thing I was worried about. Like if I'd be in pain moving around, but
Does it mess up any of your rituals? Like, do you have rituals?
For sure. Well, I think for me, I just had to adjust to stand in one place during the show. That's what as much as I play keys, I get up, walk around. I mean, we really believe in putting on the show.
Yes.
And so I felt constrained a little bit, but I just had to lean on my band and lean on the audience, to just kind of carry it. But it was so much love in there here in L.A. The one before that, Phoenix, was my first show. So I was figuring out, okay, I can't move.
Yeah, the mechanics of how to do it.
By the time we got to L.A., I'm like, all right, I understand what we're dealing with. Yeah, and it was a good time.
Well, I'm telling you, the audience, the fans loved it. They were all in my DMs. Everybody was tagging you and, showing their pictures that they took there. So that you asked for the energy, and they brought it.
They sure did.
And they brought it.
They sure did. I appreciate it, too, always.
Okay, so now you're touring. You got, how's the family?
Family's good.
Everybody's good.
Yeah, everybody's in New Orleans, chilling right now, waiting for me to get back home. They're like, what, you leaving? I'm like, I'll be back.
How's that little one? Not so little anymore. Off in college.
Oh, yeah. Not little at all. I mean, Jakai, I just saw him. He just voted in the election for the first time. He actually had to come to New Orleans because they don't allow absentee, your first time voting. So such a historic election for him to be a part of, and I'm just proud of him. He's at my alma mater. He's at Morehouse in Atlanta, and it's just really kind of unbelievable, like, you know, that this is even a thing, like that I have a son in college, you know, at all. And then he's at Morehouse. Is like his first year was my 20th anniversary of graduating Morehouse. So like, it's just surreal.
You have so many surreal things happening in your life. So many things have been going on. I mean, closest friends, you took them to Africa.
Yes.
You got to tour there, brought back this amazing album.
Yeah.
Cape Town to Cairo.
Yeah.
Life-changing, definitely, right?
Truly life-changing. Outside of the album. I mean, that was the experiment. It was for us to go to Africa for 30 days and write a complete album in 30 days. Part of my reason for wanting to do an extended amount of time is, you know, the album Paul Simon did, Graceland, was such a huge album, and he went to South Africa to create it. But much of the like backlash was that he didn't really, you know, spend time. He didn't make it there. He didn't, you know, and some people felt like he just took things. And I was like, well, and a very successful album. Like, you know, a lot of people have said positive things about it, people involved with it. So I'm not saying that there was conflict, but for me, I wanted to eliminate that and say, no, let me not just come and make music and take from the culture and feel these things, but let me also spend time and share and meet people and build relationships. So in those 30 days, we went from South Africa to Nigeria, to Ghana, to Egypt. And in each place, I had a studio. And like you said, I brought my close friends, which my closest friends are my band, you know, that I grew up with. So I brought my band. We did shows. We did TV. We went out to the clubs. We did everything to just try to
apart something there for them.
We for sure, we actually built something and created a real relationship there.
Well, when I saw the title, I said, okay, it has to be some kind of meeting. Let me see. Cape Town to Cairo. This is his journey there. But I was sharing with you that there's a thing about that whole route there from Cape Town to Cairo.
That's right.
And we were talking, I was telling you there was a railway at one point, a project that never, ever was completed. They talk about this. They say it's one of the most challenging and revered road trips in the world. Unpredictable.
Yeah.
With road troubles, political challenges.
Sure. From place to place. I can imagine. I mean, these one of the things that was in education for me as a Black American, right, from the outside looking in. Sometimes, even though we know that Africa is not a country, you know, we know it's not a monolith. Right. You just think, oh, there's similarity, but no, country to country, no, sometimes totally different. You know, and I had to respect that. Musically, I was asking producers, oh yeah, you do Afrobeat, and they're like, nah, I'm a piano. Like in South Africa, this is totally different. Oh, I do high life. You know, we don't know these nuances coming out, but even down to just the purely how huge Africa is and how long these trips, I think I underestimated. Like going from South Africa to Nigeria to Cairo, you know, while I'm trying to write an album, I'm like, maybe I would have did 2 countries, you know what I'm saying? But I'm so happy my ignorance brought me there for this experience that was so intense. But yeah, we did that journey. I mean, that's where the title came from for me. We literally started in Cape Town, South Africa, and ended in Cairo, Egypt. But then when I started to research, I saw the same thing you saw, which is this is a thing. I actually got a tattoo with the route from the bottom of Africa to the top on my arm, probably this railroad that you're talking about. And but it was just a life-changing experience. What I thought just to make music became, you know, me connecting to myself. I mean, I just felt so connected to the continent, to the people. And, you know, I really felt I wrote this song, Smoke and Mirrors. I felt lied to in a lot of ways, you know. The beauty when I landed in Cape Town, I'm like, wait, nobody, it's not what's in the pictures they showed me growing up. Like, it's all bad, you know, if you go to Africa and it's all this.
Everybody's hungry.
Yeah, everybody's hungry. Everybody,
poverty and
you know,
everything.
Everybody in Nigeria is aggressive. And it's like, I felt so much love, you know, so like, it was just a life-changing experience for sure.
Well, I tell you what, we are so excited that you were able to come up with this album to bring it back. That route, over 6,000 miles you traveled.
Wow. Yeah,
and,
that's crazy.
You know, when you were making this album, did you feel any of the turbulence that goes with that? Challenges? What were some of the challenges of that? He looked over like,
I mean, just travel. I mean, I think it was an adjustment. Just, I had to surrender, though. You know, I think the whole trip was about surrendering in general. It's like, listen, I've come here and I decided I didn't want to write anything before I got to Africa and didn't write anything after I left Africa. So this had to be completely done here. So I really just had to surrender to whatever was there. You know, whatever creativity came out, whatever song came out, I couldn't say, oh no, this sounds like this type of song. I need this type of. I didn't have that luxury. Because there were real stakes in real time. So, you know, I just surrendered to that process. It was the same as the travel. You know, sometimes we're in the airport and we wasn't going to make it. You know, there was a few where we were gunning to the gate and like all these different types of just adjustments. But for me, I just welcomed it all. You know, I thought of it as a necessary part of this process.
You needed those little hurdles and things to kind of bring out whatever it need to come out.
Absolutely. And we documented everything. So we're working on the documentary right now of us doing this whole process. Literally, you see it from scratch to finish and really see the changing of the life happening, you know, in real time.
Were you connected at all back to the States? Did you see what was going on with all the elections and everything, the election and everything?
Not at that time. So we did this last year, October. So not really. I mean, we were, like I said, we were engulfed in what we were doing. Those 30 days, I couldn't really allow too much outside stuff to happen. But of course, that's always there. And you see similarities or you see differences and it brings you right back to how divided the country is. You know,
do they talk about the States at all? I mean, when I travel, you know, they're like, oh, y'all got all this stuff going on. Do they?
No, it's that.
Are they aware of us, what's happening here?
They're looking at us crazy. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, one thing that really hit me was like, you know, sometimes I just wonder, why don't y'all just come home? You know? I was like, wow. But, you know, I feel like that is such a, you know, that was a mind trick for so long, you know, go back to Africa, you know, as an insult, right? You know, as opposed to maybe I should, man. Like, you know.
Are you thinking of dual citizenship? You know,
for
Mr.
sure.
Stevie Wonder went and got his.
Absolutely.
He's set.
He did in Ghana, and I've had those same conversations in Ghana. We've had such an amazing time in Accra. And so, stay tuned because I just might be getting dual citizenship as well. So I'm open to it all.
Well, with this election, a lot of people are considering dual somewhere.
Considering their options. You know what I'm saying?
They're considering their options. Options. Okay, so we all know how important it is, this election that's coming up in November. Your son being able to vote for the very first time with something, a first Black female president there on the horizon. When you're music and you're playing, I read somewhere in your book where you're like, you're an artist, you have to be free. You should be able to talk about political things like that. How are you feeling right now with the climate politically right now?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it. I feel like there is a right answer. You know, I think we're at a place where it's like you have to be willfully ignorant in a lot of ways to just ignore so much, you know. And I think we have an opportunity to do something historic. But I think outside of that history, I mean, it's just, to me, it's sanity. You know what I'm saying? It's like someone, I just want someone who can bring the country together. Like, you know, I always feel that love is the answer above all. You know, it's the strongest thing that can combat whatever we're going through. And there's not love and there's not bringing people together on one side. And we clearly have someone who wants to bring us together and bring that change back and bring us together. And when in my travels all around the world, that's what I realized, that, you know, even though it's the loudest, the division is the loudest. Most of us are connected and we realize we're stronger together, you know, and I think that's the majority. And we got to do the right thing, you know, and we got to vote for love, and we got to vote for our rights. We got to vote for women's rights. I mean, there are some things that are being clearly said. I mean, education. If we teach things that are true in our history, you know, Trump is saying he's just not going to give money. He's just going to defund the I mean, he wants to take the education
to completely eliminate
just completely eliminate it, so he can run it, you know, or his people can run it. I mean, to me, that's just a clear line. You know, that's a clear line, and I'm just praying, you know, we'll be in that right place. But I do feel like we understand the depth, you know, and the seriousness of what's going on.
It's only 2 weeks away. I always feel like if you let people talk long enough, they'll just eventually tell you exactly who they are. And the longer he talks,
man, he just keeps on.
He just keeps on. And I'm like, really? Like, there's no
It's like where you said it out loud?
Yeah, out loud. And with cameras.
Yeah, I mean, wait, that's a line in Project 2025 that you said you're not a part of. Like, you literally just gave us the education piece of Project 2025. So, like, I'm saying, like, do people not just hear that? Like him saying, I don't know what Project 2025 is. and then he quotes it, and you still
But I'm sure there's some good guys who came up with it. Yeah.
So a lot of times I feel like the people who are just deciding to do that, it's nothing I can tell them. So I think for us, a lot of what's made this so close is us not showing up. So I think the key is showing up. We just got to get out there. And we just got to get up and vote. Like, if we do that, it will show the world clearly what the choice is. So I think that's the main thing, just us getting out, because I think people know what to do.
Great opportunity to remind everybody that if you did not get registered yesterday, October 21st was the last day to register in California online or by mail. You can still register in person at the polls. You can register all the way up to the day of Election Day. So you can still register. It's not too late. Don't let anyone tell you do not need to be at that polling place.
Get there.
Get there. Okay, so we're so happy that you're in Los Angeles. You've been around. You've been seeing, you know, the World Series. We're excited about this. Have you been seeing the Dodger fans?
I see what's going on, man. I see y'all got a little heat going on. Okay.
Everybody's excited about the Dodgers. And I think all of us are really just looking for something to be excited about.
And believe in
it. Because this election it's getting daunting when you just keep hearing everything and you're hoping everyone gets out. So people are finding some fun there, and they're coming to see you in concert, and you're bringing all the love, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
But with everything you're doing, you did this tour, you wrote the book, you did the tour, you're moving around, and you wrote a book too?
I somehow wrote a book in between all of that.
Saturday night, Sunday morning, staying true to myself.
Yeah. Saturday night, Sunday morning, that title came to me because it's kind of been my life, you know, the dichotomy of my life. You know, I grew up a preacher's kid, but I also wanted to do more. I mean, it was Stevie really that showed me, okay, you don't just have to talk about God to talk about positive things, to talk about love. And he became my example, you know, of how to do that and how it was possible to live in these worlds. And, you know, that's who I am. I mean, you know, probably the only one who's in Maroon 5 and work with Kirk Franklin, you know, sign to Lil Wayne, work with Fred Hammond, you know, like I'm just all over the place, you know, with who I am. And for me, these are my Saturday nights and my Sunday mornings. For me, I didn't have a choice, you know, growing up when I was a young musician. If I wanted to play in the club late at night, I still had to get up and play on Sunday morning. Like, it wasn't a choice for me. And this became who I was, you know, with, okay, I'm not going to choose. I'm just going to be all of these. I'm going to be my full self. And so, you know, it's my memoir. We really... I don't talk much about my life. I like to talk through the music. You know, I don't really like to run my mouth about myself, but I thought it was time.
I love this, though.
I thought it was time. Thank you. Yeah, just to let people in and give part of my story, because a lot of people don't know.
They don't know
how I popped up here. You know,
God.
Yeah, for real. It's for sure God.
Because you're a real preacher's kid.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You for real. That.
Yeah, no doubt.
No secular music growing up, according to the book. You said you didn't get to listen to that, right?
Yeah, it was rough, especially on Sunday. Sundays. My dad snuck it in. Thank God my dad was a singer and a fan. So, some Michael Jackson sneak in there, some Whitney, some Anita Baker, some Stevie, of course. I mean, Prince even sneak in there, it was when I was growing up. But thankfully they gave me that music. But on Sundays, shut down. It's like gospel. Don't even think about it. And, I eventually, I think, helped my family to see, you don't have to give up your faith. You don't have to, in order to talk about these things that that's just life. It's just, you could talk about, that was my thing. It's like, you can't write a song about love, but you can be in love. I'm like, what are we talking about? I
think that's the theme throughout this is that you determined who you were going to be and you followed that. And I think reading about it, your mother really wanted you to learn how to read music.
Oh, yeah, big classical music. Yeah,
but you were by ear, and that felt right for you.
Yeah, and I think that you're totally right. I think what I realized after the book was done with the thread is just like trusting my instincts, just like, and that's taken me so many different places. I think it's why it's allowed me to not block myself off. That's why I can be with a Lil Wayne and I can be with a Maroon 5, and a Kirk, I think it's because I'm open to whatever,
comes your way.
It's this, and that's Africa all over again, trusting instincts. It's like, nah, let me trust this. I don't even know in my brain what's happening, but my soul I trust,
Well, I tell you what, your fans want to talk to you this morning. Did we screen the call? Let's make sure.
Just letting them through.
Letting them through. Let's roll the dice.
Yeah, let's see what
Let's
we
just
got.
let it flow to us, PJ. Good morning. Good morning, KJLH. You're on with PJ Morton. Good morning.
PJ Morton, what's up, sir?
What's going on?
I sent a day a picture of me and you back in the day at Essence Fest.
Okay, throwback. All right.
But see, this how it's gonna go. This Brister called you over the weekend. You a busy man, man. You a busy man.
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
Me and Bishop, I go to Beacon Light.
Okay.
But I'm here in L.A.
All right, dope.
We got that connection from L.A. to New Orleans.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Shout out,
man,
Bishop Brister.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep this music up, because every time I'm riding, I got you on somewhere. In my ears somewhere. But I definitely got to get your book, sir.
Yes, sir. November 12th, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate the support for real.
Okay, we're gonna look for. I'm gonna look at my DMs.
All right, man. And tell moms I said hello too.
Will do. She came. My mom came to the LA show. She came to the Wiltern. She came up from New Orleans and hung with me in LA too. So that was really special. Yeah. But I'll send my love.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. I'm going to make sure he sees your picture so y'all can reminisce about Essence.
Yes.
Essence Festival. The book comes out November 12th. You want to get this because you may have listened to his music and you think you know him, but this is going to really give a lot more insight.
Yeah. It's my journey is for me, I think partly because it just wasn't like an overnight thing.
Right.
I think sometimes artists tell their stories and it was like, no, I got this hit and it was like so quick and blah, blah. Not me. It took a minute. It took a long time. So I was able to really appreciate everything, every up, every down, and still allowed me to kind of get here, 5 Grammys,
When do you feel, when along the journey did you feel like, yep, okay, they know me now? Was it Gumbo the first Grammy? When did it feel like, okay?
That happens, it's ebbs and flows. I for sure feel like Gumbo was a period where it really started to connect to people in a bigger way. I could actually feel the impact. And since Gumbo, which was like 2017, it continued, to grow. But I mean, there were ups and downs before that. That I thought this was it.
I read that part.
Yeah, but then we started, at Gumbo, and we kind of been rolling ever since, and I'm just grateful. But there's always more to do,
Maroon 5, your brothers, how are they?
Maroon 5 is great. We just finished our residency in Vegas, and like a week ago, and that's been amazing. We're working on a new album right now. And so we're rolling Saturday night.
I love it.
And Sunday morning still going in full effect.
PJ Morton family, he's doing so many things. We'll come back. We're going to talk about what you're doing with Disney.
Yes,
that is a big. We love Disney around here. We love Disney. We're going to talk more about this book and talk about some of the names of these chapters that are all named after songs.
Song titles.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You put into this, and we like this. We're ready for this one. Family, stick around. PJ Morton, more to come right here on your station is Radio Free 102.3 KJLH. Lamar here with you, and I am so excited that we've had PJ Morton joining us in our 9 o'clock hour. He's doing so many things, and if we could just talk to him all day. You have to come back.
I got to do 3 hours.
I know, right? Yeah, come do the whole show with us from 6 to 10. But you're busy though. Disney has put you to work too.
Yeah, no, I'm so honored. I mean, Disney was a childhood dream of mine. Well, I always thought that I wanted to write for a movie. I guess you don't really form to write a song for an attraction, you know, for a ride. But I got reached out to a couple years ago now to write an original song for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Which is, you know, Tiana's actually the only American Disney princess, but we know she's also the first and only black princess at Disney. So for me, that was such an honor. Then she's from Louisiana.
Yes.
So so New Orleans. So they connected to me because of that. And I'm the first black composer to write an original song for a Disney attraction. So Disney World opened up this summer, and I got to ride it with my 11-year-old daughter. And like for her to see that representation at Disney World, a place that I had been, you know, my whole life, my whole childhood. And now Disneyland in California is opening up. I believe in December. We do the pre-opening in November next month. And it's just, I mean, these are my dreams. These are literally my dreams coming true. Like, you know? I couldn't ask for more, man. I'm so grateful and so thankful.
God is just really shining on you, and I think it's because of what you do for so many.
Thank you.
You know, you give us that light. I said, we got so much happening in the world, so when we get to see you on stage or hear your music, it gives us something else there. Yeah. You called yourself a natural people pleaser, but in the end, I'm not going to give away the book, Mr. Alphonse. He
unlocked it.
He unlocked it.
Yeah.
He told you had a gift. You felt it.
Sure.
But it took someone to say, you have a gift.
Sometimes we just need someone to tell us what we're thinking isn't so crazy, you know? Right. Because usually when you have a thought that is outside of someone's comfort zone, they just, you know, they put on their limitations on you. Yeah. And so, a piano teacher unlocked that for me at like, you know, 13 years old, 12 years old, and it really changed my life forever.
Well, we have something. We're going to go ahead and bring it in, Mr. You have one job to do. Montaz, go get...
Okay, you got to get...
Montaz has one job. We have a little gift for you because you always give to us.
Okay.
But family, we do have to go out and get his book. November 12th is when it's released, but you can pre-order it on Amazon.
Yes, you can pre-order it on Amazon and wherever books are sold, of course, independent stores, independent bookstores. I always want to support. You can pre-order there as well. But, you know, I know Amazon is easy for a lot of people, so it's available everywhere to pre-order.
I think you all will love this. Every chapter is named after one of his songs.
Yeah.
The last chapter, For All the Dreamers.
Yes.
And I think that really, really fits. Really, really. Whether it be career or maybe you just have dreams and aspirations of being a hooper.
Oh, this all the hoops I'm going to be playing right now. Aquatic.
So we brought you. We know you can't get around like you want to.
Y'all still going to let me work on my shot.
We brought him this is a basketball hoop that you can carry around with you.
I'm still here.
Your dreams are still alive when it comes to being a hooper.
All right, let's see what we got for all the dreamers.
For all the dreamers out there.
Let's see what I got.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Oh,
that's all right.
Almost.
You have plenty of time to take. This is your gift to you. We're going to let you take that on tour.
I'll be in this cast, so thank you, KJLH, man. The gifts that keeps on giving.
Well, we just simply love you.
One-on-one, we get that one-on-one. Yes, indeed.
We simply love you. Thank you so much for coming
so much.
by.
Thank you so much. Always, I mean, I said it from stage at the Wiltern, but always supporting me. I mean, from the very beginning, supporting my music. I mean, you guys are the version of me. It's like free. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We do what we want,
Absolutely.
and you guys support who you want, and you choose to support me. So I'm so grateful. Thank you.
We love you. Of course, you know your guy, Stevie, sending all the love
Stevie,
to you.
my hero, my guy. I love you, man. You know, always, always.
All right, we're wrapping it up. PJ Morton, he's off Oakland. He's headed to you.
Yes, the Bay. I'll see y'all in a minute.
All right, family. It's Adai Lamar signing off.
I'm used to the real ball. Oh, my bad. Speaker, man.
KJLH.
102.3 Radio.